Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV. I'm joined by Jenny. How you doing, Jenny?
I'm good, thank you, Ray. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Now better on a Sunday lunchtime to watch a top of the table clash because we're here to go through the live team news. Jenny's checking every minute as we speak, waiting for the City app to give us information, or whether we see it on Twitter or the website. We will bring it to you as soon as we get it, guys. So let's put a ticker on. Let's get that going. So it's a top of the table clash, guys. If you saw the preview we put out yesterday with Rob and I forgot her name now, Mia Eriksson, the photographer and social media person and big Chelsea fan, and Rob, he contributes to SW6. If you want to check that out after we finished it, please go and check that out. It's just over half an hour. A lot of good stuff talking about what's going on this week, what's been going on with COVID and Aston Villa, what's been going on with Conti Cup and not being on the telly, and other bits and pieces about what's been going on this week. And then obviously we get into the meat of the game between the teams that finished first and second last season. And Jenny, it's not in the order we wanted last season, but at the end of the day, even though it was done on points per game and everything else, it was in our own hands. If we'd beat Chelsea, we would have been champions.
Yeah, I mean,
you there, Jenny?
It was they did it on the points per game. It was a bit disappointing that we couldn't hold on to the lead that we had, because I think we drew the first game or we lost the first game.
We lost the first game.
I don't know. I mean, it was the way it happened, and it was disappointing, but we just have to take it and move on for this season, really.
Yeah. The rules, let's take it on the chin. And as Rob said yesterday, there might be an issue, and we discussed it about Aston Villa's games being called off. And if in the winter time the COVID situation gets really, really bad, we could be looking at more games being called off, and another national lockdown and football being suspended. And if the FA did what they did last season and they just stopped the women's game, because as far as that, there's, if truth be told, there's not enough money in the women's game yet for them to continue with the playing the football, unlike the men's, where they can spend tens of thousands of pounds testing players and having protocols and being very careful because the money's there. So it's a shame. But as Rob said yesterday, there is that risk that we might have a curtailed season again. So it's so important that basically we don't lose. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching that. It's a thing like a fly on the wall documentary with West Ham.
Oh yeah,
from last season, and there was one game where they had a lot of players out with COVID positive tests. And they had a lot of hoops to jump through just to get the game postponed. So I think Aston Villa are allowed to call it off if they've got less than, I think it was 6 players that they could actually put into the team. But if it's obviously in the squad, then there's a risk that the other players might have it and not know. And the health of the players, it has to be paramount, just like it is with us. I mean, I'm sort of shielding. I'm isolating as much as possible, but that's down to my health reasons that I have to.
Yeah.
And I think the players of any team are no different. They have to look after their own health, and if there is a chance it's in a squad and they've been close contact, then there is a chance that those that are negative may not have it, not know if they've got it or not. And can you take the risk? I don't think you can.
I don't think you can, you're right. It's too risky. Obviously, as I said, that's my concern, that if it does, and it's not just in a club or the FA, WSL, but in the country as well, the way the situation is, there's the worry that we're going to end up, we might end up in lockdown again. And obviously we don't know what's going to happen. And if that happens over the winter, and it might, who knows? I mean, it's a bit of conjecture here, but if it's something for like 3 or 4 months, where are they going to find the time to catch up the season? The men's game, I think they'll just bluster on and keep going, and I think they'll get through it. But the women's game is obviously the one where the concern is, and so as I said, it's in my opinion, it's really important that the minimum is we don't lose this game. We've got a couple of minutes before team news is supposed to be out. So what do you reckon? What do you reckon City's chances of winning this game? Or would you take a point right now, Jenny?
I'd like to think that we could win it. I think we have the players that are likely to be on the pitch, and I think that we are strong enough to beat them. Obviously, we'll take a point if that was the only thing on offer.
Yeah.
But I know that a lot of the OSC and the fans will all be wanting the win.
We're all greedy.
We want to win every game, don't we? But I think if we had to take the points, then yeah, we'd take it. But obviously, we want the win.
Absolutely, there's no question. Every game that we play, and we want to do the best we can, and that's why we take every competition so seriously. Let's see if there's anybody. It might be a quiet day. Obviously, these are new things that we're doing, guys. For the women's game this season, I think this is our second one where we've done one of these little live streams for the team news. So Babu's side says Man City 2, Chelsea 0. Well, I'll tell you what, Babu, mate, we are certainly not going to turn that down if City can get a win 2-0. I mean, I think we'll be jumping for joy if City can get any sort of performance and win today. I mean, what is most important for you, Jenny? Is it the performance or the result?
Well, for me, it's the performance because they've started so strongly.
Yeah.
We want to carry that on. We showed just how we can play in the FA Cup semi-final. And that's how we were playing last season before COVID. And I just think that's where we need to be every game, especially the game against sort of the top teams like Chelsea. We know Chelsea are a good side. We know what they've got. They have signed a couple of good players during the summer, which only has to make them stronger. So we have to be on our best game.
Oh, yeah. The best player in the world. That's how she's described, Pernille Harder.
Yeah, I mean, she is one of the best players. There's no doubt in that. Her records shows that. But we have to be on our best game, like we were against Arsenal. We have to be on our best game again today. And I don't think Gareth will let him play with any less conviction than what he normally would.
Yeah, we got to go there looking for the win because, we know that the Women's Super League is a very tough league, very tough, and you've got to be on your mettle. You've got to be out there to win every game that you can. We can see us both desperately searching for the team news, but you got to, because it's not just between Chelsea and City. I mean, people maybe have that misconception from last year, but United are strengthened. They've got some Americans. Arsenal are always a good side, and last I knew they were winning 1-0 away at Brighton. I won't tell you who scored the goal because you know who scored the goal for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Well,
I've got the team here.
Sorry?
I've got the team here.
Oh, go on, rattle it off for us then, Jenny.
So in goal we've got Roebuck.
Yeah.
And then it's Stokes, Bonner, Horton, Kelly, Park, White, Weir, Bronze, Mewis and Walsh.
Wow. All right. I'm going to stick that up on the screen for you guys. So I'll go through it and I'll have a quick think. So Ellie Roebuck, number one. England's number one. City's number one, really. Stokes, I'm glad to see Demi Stokes there. Bonner, Horton. I'm just trying to work out on bronze. Obviously, they can't spell bronze. Wasn't me who wrote that. It was coming from Manchester City, guys. So Brosner, is that the box? Is that wrestler?
I don't know.
So bronze. I'll make some quip about that on Twitter. So we got. Look, it's probably our strongest. I think our strongest defense: Roebuck, Stokes, Bronze, Bonner, and Horton. Get a name right. Obviously, Chloe Kelly, really excited about that. Jess Park, who had a fantastic game the other night in the Continental Cup against Everton. And Ellen White. Let's have a look. Caroline Weir, love Caroline Weir. Sam Mewis and Kira Walsh. That's a blooming strong team. I mean, it's such a strong team. You've got people like Georgia Stanway on the bench, Jill Scott, Alex Greenwood, England defender, Rose Lavelle, World Cup winner. Who else we've got? Is that Esme Morgan there?
Esme Morgan and Jill Scott.
We've got Emma. Is it Emma Coombs? Got to get
Laura Coombs.
Laura Coombs. Sorry, I tell you what got me. I'm trying to remember Taib's first name. Karima Taib. My brain's already. I mean, it's not. I was going to think Karima Taib and Karen Barnes in it as well. So yes, it's pretty much as strong as you can get in it, Jenny. Can you make our starting 11 any stronger from the players available?
No, I don't think so. I think that is possibly the strongest team that we could start with. I'm glad to see obviously Lucy's in. Like you say, Demi's in. I think Gemma Bonner is very, very underrated as a central defender. I really don't know what she has to do to get Phil Neville's call up for the England team. And just looking then at the bench, you have got such a strong bench. It's the City women's team that the men would normally play. You know, they have such a strong bench, and we've got that in abundance as well. So it only has to be good for the game.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, if anybody wants to know a little bit more about Jess Park, I mean, she's only, how could I say this, only 18 years old, if I'm right. And you can go onto goal.com. Amy Ruskay, I forget her name right. Amy Ruskay has got an article on there, part of the Next Generation profile. She did it earlier this year, and she's gone down from up north to watch that game. I remember her tweeting that she had a problem with Northern Rail, so I'll put the boot in for Northern Rail as well. I've travelled with them a few times, had a few problems. To lose an hour is not great. So you can go and check that out, that guys as well. Let's have a look. What if anybody is on? Jan Ali, very strong team, buddy. To be honest, the only way we could make it any stronger probably would be for Lauren Hemp to come back. And right now, actually, this is a crazy thing. Right now,
well, there's need for Mannion as well to come back.
Yeah, there's a couple of injuries, and actually the thing with Lauren is the young player of the PFA Young Player of the Year twice, and actually, it's the wrong thing to say we're not missing her, but Jess Park has been brilliant. Jess Park has been brilliant, and you know. It sounds crazy to say this, but Laura's going to have to work her way back into the team, isn't she?
Guess who's just scored for Arsenal?
Oh, I don't know. Niedermeyer?
Well, yeah, it was an assist from Jen Beattie. Yeah, it was Miedemar.
Oh, what's the score?
3-0.
Who scored? Was it 2 goals?
Van der Donk scored, and I think Miedemar's got 2 now.
Yeah, Miedemar, I think she got the first one. That's why I said I don't need to tell you who scored, because I mean, that's the thing with Arsenal. That's how I see Arsenal at the moment. They steamroller teams. They really do. They can absolutely thrash teams. And if I'm right, it's not even half time, is it, against Brighton?
It's been given to Jen Beattie.
Oh, the dog's coming in. Don't worry, guys. We'll take the dog off for a minute. Get Jenny back in a second. I tell you what, you don't want to mess with Jenny's dogs. I think she's got. Are we all right, Jenny? We'll give Jenny a second to quieten the dogs down. I think she's got a staffy and a staffy cross. So trust me, guys, you don't want to be messing with them. Actually, Jenny's dogs have been on the show a few times. Hey, Mark Cashman, how you doing, buddy? We've just been going through the women's team news. I've got to go through that lineup again, guys. I'm not going to go through all the first names because I'm not great on first names. But anyway, I'll try. We've got Ellie Roebuck in goal, England's number one. Demi Stokes, another England player. I think she's having a fabulous season so far. Gemma Bonner, as Jenny was saying, she's been a bit underrated. Steph Horton, captain. Chloe Kelly, fantastic. Jess Park on the other wing, fantastic. She's been in the game. I've seen her play this season. Ellen White, top player. Caroline Weir, wonderful Scottish international. Lucy Bronze, it should be, not Brosner. And obviously, one of the best players in the world is Lucy. Sam Mewis, American World Cup winner, and Kira Walsh. A fantastic lineup. Let's get Jenny back. Are we back, Jenny? We all right?
We're back.
As I was going to say to the guys, don't mess with Jenny's dogs because
they sound scarier than what they are.
You know, I can't remember where we're up to, but I think Scott, Matt's asking for Scott prediction. Well, I think I've got to be honest. I was a little bit daft yesterday, or in the preview where Rob said 3-3. Mia said 2-1 to Chelsea. Jenny said 3-2 to City. So I just thought I'd be daft and say 4-3 to City. But if truth be told, I think it's more likely to be a tighter game. But it was 3-3 last season up in Manchester when really the title was on the line. And that was quite an open game, lots of chances. We missed a penalty. They played really well. We played really well. It was a great advert for the women's game, and you got to hope today's as well. What do you reckon, Jenny?
Yeah, whatever the score, I think it is going to be close. We had the first game of the season at Kings Meadow a couple of seasons ago, and that was a 0-0, but it was a good 0-0. It is a good game regardless of who comes out on top. Usually, the teams play well, and it's usually an entertaining game. Saying that, it'll probably be boring now.
I said that. All of us have given this idea that it's going to be a high-scoring game and everything else. It'll turn out to be a dour 0-0 or someone will sneak it. But the thing that it's worth repeating. The quality on display from each side, the Chelsea's midfield and attack, it's just like you look at it and it's like it's totally incredible. And City's isn't too bad either. So you'd expect a lot of creativity. You'd expect some, even though each side has got a decent defence, you'd expect some chances. And realistically, you'd expect a few goals.
Yeah, I think there'll be a few goals. I don't know. I just think there is going to be an odd goal in it. I think somebody's going to pop up late. I mean, we've seen Georgia Stanway do it before now at the Academy Stadium to pop up and get her. Well, she scored a screamer to get the winner. But yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. I think.
I've got to say, between the two sides, Jenny, there's always been some. Not always, but quite regularly, there seems to be some absolutely stonking goals. In the game against up in Manchester last season, Chelsea scored a long-range goal. And in the Community Shield, yet again, they scored a goal from about 25, 30 yards, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Millie Bright scored, didn't she? In the Charity Shield, Community Shield, whatever. And that was a really good goal. But I just think City have got to be on the best game, and Gareth has picked the best team there that that he's got, really. And that's no disrespect to people like Georgia, Jill, Janine, and Alex. They've been playing. They need a break. The games are so thick and fast at the minute, so certain players are going to have to go on the bench just to get that bit of extra recovery time, after games, because we are at the minute playing 2 games a week, and it's going to start telling, especially on people like Georgia. They might get injuries and then be out for a long time.
Yeah, it's a crazy situation in the way the number of games we've got in the women's game, and it's unusual. Yeah, it's got to be said, it's unusual because in the FA Women's Super League, there's only 12 teams. Okay, so you're not going to play that many games. You're going to play 22 games in a season because you've got 11 opponents. You play them twice. That's 22 games a season. And then obviously you got the Conti Cup, which is 3 games in your group, so you get guaranteed another 3 games there. The FA Cup, you're going to end up, you're going to play about, everybody plays a minimum of 26 games a season. Obviously, teams who get through the Conti Cup and through the FA Cup, and in the Champions League, City will play a lot more. Some teams will just play the 26. City might end up playing something like playing something like working out 26 couple of games more. That's 20 FA Cup. We get to about 32 in the Champions League. If you get all the way, you're looking at about 40 games, which is a decent number of games, and it's a good chance for everybody to have game time, have some appearances, get a few minutes under their belt. Matt Cashman is going for 3-1 to City. I like your optimism, guys. Hey, my family just come back. My missus has been out shopping. I don't want to know what they bought. But I think we're going to start to wind up this preview show. Of Jenny, I'm trying to wait to see if Jenny comes back, and then we can say goodbye to Jenny and thank her for her contribution. But I'll go through that. Oh, Jenny's back. Is she back? You back, Jen?
I'm back.
You all right?
It's Sunday. Well, guys,
it's all right. Don't worry. Don't let him smell my food. My missus has brought some grub back, so otherwise he'll be jumping through the screen. I'm going to say a massive thanks to Jenny for coming on and fighting with the dog as well, and giving us obviously her knowledge and experience of watching the women's team for so many years. I'm going to say big thanks to you, Jenny. And yes, we haven't talked about Chelsea, but we had no Chelsea fans on. I was looking to see who they got playing, but it doesn't matter. We're focused on City. Jen, thank you so much. And are you gonna try and join us for a live few minutes after the game?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Guys, take it easy. Keep it here. City Fan TV for your coverage of the Man City women's team this season. See you around. See you later, Jenny.
See you later.
Cheers.